everyone. We are here at Napa Acupuncture Practice, and I am so glad to be with you all. Today, I thought we would talk about feeling overwhelmed, because I don't know if any of you are having this issue, but I was having a hard time yesterday. I was feeling overwhelmed, and I keep hearing about all these people who are like baking and doing all these amazing things and painting the next Mona Lisa, and I'm just feeling so unproductive. And I was having a hard time with that because I saw papers laying around my house and I was like, oh, it's the perfect time to get rid of these papers, to go through them. No, I haven't done any of that. And oh, it's a great time to do my exercises every day, my stretches. That's hard to do too. So I was just having a hard time, and I was feeling bad that I was having a hard time because I kept comparing myself to all these other people who were like achieving amazing things. So I said to my friend, I was like, if you're doing amazing things, just don't tell me about it because I don't want to feel even worse. So I thought that it would be helpful if we were able to do some tapping on that, to be able to accept where you are and how you're feeling, so that you can have peace with what you're doing instead of comparing yourself to other people or feeling like you're not coping well. I keep saying that making it through the day is a victory. So anything else is, anything else that happens throughout the day is totally something I can deal with. It's just making it through the day sometimes. That's all we have to do. So let's do a little tapping if you want. So we'll remind you, the first one we do is the karate chop point, and then we go up here, and then remember we're going to sanitize our hands. Let me do it. You can wash your hands if you're not lucky enough to have hand sanitizer, but because we're going to touch our face, we're going to and then the next point is here, and then between your eyebrows and on the side of your eye and beneath your eye, and then beneath your nose, on your chin, on the collarbone, and then I'm tapping a few inches underneath my armpit. So you guys on Facebook can't see me, but you just tap it on the side of your body. So those are the points, and you can tap on the left side, you can tap on the right side, you can tap on both sides. Just totally depends on what you'd like to do. And there's no right or wrong way to tap. If you get behind, if you're not able to say it out loud, any of that stuff doesn't matter. What I like about tapping is it keeps you in your body physically so that you can't be thinking about all these other things, because you're tapping on yourself, you're saying something, and you're having to follow along. So those are all things that make me stay in my body. So Andre is kind enough to follow along with me, so she'll tap. I'll say it, and then you'll repeat, and you'll just tap along with me. So let's get started. Here we go. Even though I feel unproductive.
Even though I feel unproductive.
And I'm having a hard time.
I
completely love and accept myself.
I completely love and accept myself.
Even though this is really hard for me.
Even though this is really hard for me.
And I feel like everybody's doing it better. I choose to completely love and accept myself. This is hard. There's so much unknown. I don't have control. Getting through the day is tough. There's so many people who have so many needs. Online schooling. Just making food. Even going to the grocery store is stressful. It's like hostile leaving your house. Hostile leaving your house. I'm scared. It's all too much. I don't know if I can take it. Other people seem to be doing so much better. And I feel like I'm not. And that's hard for me. I like to accomplish stuff. I make to-do lists. And I get stuff done. But right now, I'm not doing stuff. It's hard for me. And I feel overwhelmed. My to-do list keeps getting longer.
My to-do list keeps getting longer.
And I'm just not getting stuff done.
And I'm just not getting stuff done.
It's hard to pay attention.
It's hard to pay attention.
Okay, now take a deep breath. And then take one more deep breath. We had a question about whether or not you can do this lying down. Absolutely. The only rule is you're not allowed to do it while you're driving, which makes sense because you can't drive and tap on all these points at the same time. And the videos will be available afterwards on the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you want to tap along later, you can too. So ideally you would have, I always forget this part, to rate your emotions before we started. So in terms of feeling overwhelmed, I would say I was like at a 6. Been a pretty good day. Yesterday would have probably been like a 9 or a 10, but today I'm doing a little better. Today I'd say it was like a 6 in terms of how I'm feeling overwhelmed. And then I think like, what I say to myself is, did anything else come up for me while I was doing the tapping? And let's see, did anything else come up for me while I was doing this tapping? Did anything come up for you guys out there in Facebook, Instagram land? I think I had the sensation of not being who I am. Like going to work gives me a sense of purpose, and not being able to do the things that I do every day helps me to feel like I'm not achieving my purpose in life. So I don't feel like I'm having as much of an impact in the world. So let's do a little bit more tapping on that. So, you ready? Even though I feel like I'm not accomplishing much.
Even though I feel like I'm not accomplishing much.
I choose to completely love and accept myself.
I choose to completely love and accept myself.
Even though I'm really struggling.
Even though I'm really struggling.
I choose to completely love and accept myself.
I choose to completely love and accept myself.
All my usual tricks.
All my usual tricks.
My ways of coping.
My ways of coping.
They're just not working.
They're just not working.
I've never been this stressed before.
I've never been this stressed before.
So it makes sense I'm having a hard time.
So it makes sense I'm having a hard time.
We've never been in a situation like this before.
We've never been in a situation like this before.
So I don't have any experience to help me.
So I don't have any experience to help me.
I don't have my usual routine.
I don't have my usual routine.
And the things that bring me comfort.
And the things that bring me comfort.
And that's hard for me.
And that's hard for me.
And I feel sad sometimes.
And I feel sad sometimes.
And sometimes I get overwhelmed.
And sometimes I get overwhelmed.
Or I get mad.
Or I get mad.
I just want it to go back to normal.
I just want it to go back to normal.
Whatever normal was for me.
Whatever normal was for me.
I felt better.
Felt better.
Okay. I think that brought it down to a couple more points. I feel like maybe I'm at like a 2 or a 3 now. So the last round I like to do is we call it the flip, and it's installing the positives, the things that we can achieve through tapping and the ways we want to be able to feel. So let's get to that. So even though I feel so out of control.
Even though I feel so out of control.
I choose to completely love and accept myself.
I choose to completely love and accept myself.
There's so much I can't control.
There's so much I can't control.
What can I control?
What can I control?
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
But it is something.
But it is something.
I can control my breathing.
I can control my breathing.
I can make it slower.
I can make it slower.
I can change my lips so they're pursed breathing.
I can change my lips so they're pursed breathing.
I can soothe my nervous system this way.
I can soothe my nervous system this way.
Or I can just totally let it do its own thing.
Or I can just totally let it do its own thing.
Put my breathing on cruise control.
Put my breathing on cruise control.
I can control what I watch.
I can control what I watch.
I can choose not to watch the news.
I can choose not to watch the news.
To read less about it on the internet or newspapers.
To read less about it on the internet or newspapers.
I can control what I listen to.
I can control what I listen to.
I can listen to my favorite music.
I can listen to my favorite music.
I can listen to music that's comforting to me.
I can listen to music that's comforting to me.
I can watch my favorite videos.
I can watch my favorite videos.
I can control all that stuff.
I can control all that stuff.
I can choose to reach out to people,
I can choose to reach out to people,
to get help from friends or family.
to get help from friends or family.
Even just calling someone makes me feel better,
Even just calling someone makes me feel better,
so they know I'm thinking about them.
so they know I'm thinking about them.
I can get creative
I can get creative
and play games online with friends,
and play games online with friends,
and then I feel connected.
and then I feel connected.
I can spend more time with my pet,
I can spend more time with my pet,
and that makes me feel soothed.
and that makes me feel soothed.
Or I can just watch animal videos.
Or I can just watch animal videos.
They lower my stress too.
They lower my stress too.
I can observe spring,
I can observe spring,
even if it's snowing outside.
even if it's snowing outside.
The daffodils are still trying to come out.
The daffodils are still trying to come out.
There are buds in the trees.
There are buds in the trees.
Things are sprouting little green leaves.
Things are sprouting little green leaves.
Flowers are in bloom in California.
Flowers are in bloom in California.
And the sun is getting longer.
The sun is getting longer.
All these things comfort me.
All these things comfort me.
Remind me that the seasons are changing.
Remind me that the seasons are changing.
And things will change too.
And things will change too.
It's not always going to be this way.
It's not always going to be this way.
Okay. I feel good. That was a good topic. And it's really helpful to do this when you're having a hard time or when you're not having a hard time, because sometimes if you do this preemptively, it helps to lower your stress so that you don't have as much of a hard time. But it's also good to know that it's here when we need it. So if we are having a hard time, we can just play the video, tap along, and feel free to change the words so that they're more meaningful to you. If you're not living in California and the buds aren't blooming, you can change the words. And that will help to lower your stress. So thank you for tuning in. I hope that you found this to be helpful. Napa Acupuncture Practice is a nonprofit organization, and we're doing our best to pay the rent each month. So we put up a link for a virtual tip jar, and if anyone feels so moved, if they appreciate these videos, that would be really helpful. The other thing we're doing is telemedicine appointments. So if you live in California and you have met with me before and you would like an opportunity to have an herbal consultation to figure out what kind of acupressure points would be helpful to you, feel free to sign up online. There will be a link for that as well. I really appreciate you all turning in. If you have any questions, you can leave us a comment, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.